abane also na obviously and Kofi Amponsa ba homa no so Joe so ba homa no so ama ofo no so be ba kan ho ba mo do mba mba kan ko enne eye manti timamufo ne dia enne timamufo ne dia because I've asked a few questions. I want your answers. I mean you have to play a part in it and a pacho menda na bua o maninti o manin punto no manin gozo nti hey crash it chobo and cassette when yati if you for crowd one take and gentle when I fit you be face to face in the allowance one cause I obete usu crowd usa boga also yoga Sabe is about 5 to 9 the fence and Kratobedi can ban me mama cha fence Joe and Kofi Amponsa Micha Sabato Micha and Nesto Misacha of okay and I Misacha Mr. Mbamba Minimini all phrases here about Mother Roma. I don't know who is calling, but Munya will check a crab mommy. In a short while, no, I will start answering the calls. About you said Joe, Ayawodia, and a other line rover instead of this one, please. I was a bit kind of Sembi and a year friend saying on my Facebook wall. Me choose on the be from another we end this Indiana. Or me, I mean, you have America and our hey, no tea. I'll quit you. Good evening. Although to say, oh, no, PYSF is a fish of one. Who I cheer off. That's another way in this Indiana. Now, who don't catch me, and people who don't catch me, and Miobia. Me ye Koba. I am in the extra time politics no charming. Yet in say, a man who moon sem dorsal. Now, and nipa binim crofobia. I believe the baby Joanna, Joni. What you want to say, Wani?
Cover.
Joe, Boy.
Yeah, Joe.
Okay, cool. Joe, be hanging on want to be why. Thank you for coming on time. And it's send you any part or man who hears these are the people that we look for and our heart yearn for. And our man is soon a praise you been the babies woman. From Union soon friend union. No for feeding to her. Now for young fat Jumadian. And she just to say that because we shall for say young hey na ya musa ensemwa ede ye man no ebedum pempen so bia chese yetia na yense sisi fom ye wu akokọ ama ye manom so ba mama nya hwe but it's about time wa ye shase say ye gada ama ye pepa ye mana dwene mom hu say kroma abochia amana ne ha omum fia now there's nothing good e wo ha ma wom. So we'll see a cheap bay or sister will say bay or da or such a bay or dance on Siam. As I will see a chinsunya with the crowd 1 outer frame, but in our case, I disagree with this a big bonus set or say chinya or the crowd. We have to make the sweet for us to lick there. Right? I will say you might hold there. And the intimate now can say will say chinya or the crowd. Me se me baby jina Ghana mama ho ebe bebraham mejabu ebe bebraham mejabu because baby wa bu abam ebe bi so edi bu kro no edi bokro no ebe bi so edi brandy passy me just abani na bu because antin say emwa ena ma kro no ane ne ekokoso Ghana bebrebe no. What I'm asking is say who Ghana ni any Ghana ni wo Ghana constitution me no ye wo enipa ofi omanimu ne nane na ja afi omani ya wo no omanimu right last week na me ka say ye to oman a ye fi different locations near Begada and they are draw the line between Ouagadougou and Burkina Faso right ye mo so kro any Abidjan Togo any if anything saying that if anything saying what since Togo and so on so on the channel. And you know there are people they cross over every single day. There are people I bet someone now so one feel. I was going to be feel a bit of the other side. What do we do to them? And how do we classify them? And the question is say, when any Ghanaian and that's out of fear, I want your input, I want your contribution. Sending say, ya bread am your phone. They will come and talk. But what if you know? A dinner will come fat home say, when any Ghanaian. I am BICA. So we ought to say one of the can. Send a can. Yes, sir, one crowd phones of your four. And nano, and I say, Jenna took one better them. Say a woman in an answer back what Baba worry. Now I war. I can't know if you gonna hold straight away. Now, say a Nipana about I can't say your boss a Bemano. So, Mubi, etna man him legally. Nasa after 30 years, you know, or apply, or apply for a status or very many or money mudia. He automatically also become a Ghanaian. That's a plebiscite law. A war a fencer, Ghana emblem. And you know, observe constitution, a man who can't never be brave. A brand co come by take a crowd and come aboard a beach and not on penning the down Mahama eka about the way. And if a beach how a Ghana I could see the Sierra. Ya won't be a better money more. A banning more. So be the money 1,000 years crown now won't feel. I'm sorry. Because you did not go through the proper channel. Won't feel money. So what you were down for? Oh, say anybody be Roman. Echo was a manager say. Echo was a manager say. Echo was a manager say. Say, Uba. Na say, Uba di 3 months war. West Africa economic countries in Bakwa. Sako back. Who Sakwa? They can come back. Within that 3 months, you can apply for settle or resident permit or whatever. So be a business side. Then you go through the process and do whatever you came to do. So be school. So be Juma. So be Trawa. Now what say? And what I'm saying is say, Emrano, ewo. Yebe toba. Yaksiri binom. Ebisu ekofoni pa bamu so membe toba. O membe register. Ebinum so no say chese obeti abronye obeti general mosquito obeti mahama obeti say aye deja aye one time aye bebre I don't get it abato we na ye bebusa say ho ne ganani. So the question then remains previous abato ya to no almost about 7 elections ya Ghana no. Why do we ask all these questions? Joe Bambi, Nampatin say again. Sincere and Omanu here say a dear national discussion. Now, Minya my answers have started coming on my phone. Now along the line, I'm reading a war. A friend is saying, me from a person from the Gofo send yaba. Now, any Obiamo de answer sending messages. I will me Friday send message over and say me WhatsApp number no. Me didn't number 2 ja. Me Kai say you streaming live over Facebook. GN Radio UK official Facebook. Your GN Radio YouTube page and also your live your tune in. Your sounds also war. Your official website www.mygnradiouk.com. I feel so yes war modern Ghana oko a year diaspora and as a foreign radio so yes ho abusan for yeah war Euro bed in Astra TV you call Europa. Mamadia na tuning from bias on link on share the link we sent you know wobenya yen ewo ho na owosi wodi wonso so wano di semaba e be say me kire say enema ekoso wo omani mu a it got to be dealt with. The constitution and national program, national agenda, what everything have to be discussed. Everything got to be discussed once again. Because you know say you pa member ya no ebetimia bedwam na ya nimdie ye pe. Esi ya se chance say kasa ye busa say Edian na wo se man ya wo ti fie wo tie mi o. Wo hwe de bibia Ghana bibia kodu me bo eye amanze banyom. O se ye de bako ye oman ya obeye yie. Enfantini ka se eboy ewe na je say hu enye kra eboy. Ana se ewe na nyom no tie ewe Ghana me. Onya so no tie asem kese ho. 60 years of Ghanaian life or Ghanaian motherland. What do we have to prove? Omaya ye timua ye baba ye budgeter. All the budget that we plan and I say we put before the country. Yen can say I fear so. Omano the finance minister ko ye fin say read budget statement that was parliament. Media review ni hongo ne ba ya de nyina na ye ka bosia na ye din taso yakobo enti bo na ye de airport ko si awowa bo na ye de gold ko si awowa bo na ye de boxes ko si awowa bo na enema bebre na ko so mani mu a I don't think that is right, but oman pani yakufo do say o pese o ye Ghana me Ghana hunu say we can sustain ourselves. Ghana free from borrowing, Ghana managing its own affairs, Ghana, which is sustainable. Afe ebane saying ye brand no cry na fe na ye worst. Ye brand na fe na ye worst. So the question then remains, I don't go back. What would you say? What would you ask? What would you prefer to be put in place? Say be man be nyanko so. And some name answer. I'll come back with another one. I'm saying Michelle say was so good to extra time politics. Me di kwaku obody to very much mine. And then minimum walk up my 11 o'clock. I say to be about 9:07. Joe Ahmano so. And my Joe na so sa no ntimi sa. Joe and them Joe be juma pa. Joe, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Open.
You had to say?
Nyamia dumo na wo say.
I was ever gonna de anam ho ya akse me. Na bibi ya me.
Of course, na sa.
Bibi ya wura madwini mu. And one way ya waka say me kasa. Me kasa na me pe. Na enema nkoyie. We want Ghana to work for us and our children. Me, I want to see Ghana prospering.
Yeah.
Now me must say yes. I'm teaching my children that this country has nothing to offer you. Look at what is it at the moment. And this will be now. Do it now. With education, knowledge is wisdom. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is everything. Get the knowledge, and you'll be wanting. So what I say, Joe, Joe, Makaba.
Yeah, open me that.
Now, who's for no man here?
Nyamiadum.
That is what I say.
Say, ebi na okay. Ye journey abesha ha nkwan di ebe nyame na.
Joe, I didn't work. Na ya hwene mfa ho to anu enkosombra.
Yeah, meta was for the opportunity. Na ye di intia kese so akoma etiefo ina. I think say omo ma program is a success. And ye mfa se that kese so ma trade ampon kwame.
Of course.
And you see, one thing I would want to say, and I think say
Joe Mwanoso and everything more.
I dear ba kwame pesa meka. Na and yes, because of me alone in America, but for the many crying voices in Ghana and other Ghanaians outside everywhere, and then say I take Ghana for all Lebanon, soon Ghana for all China, soon. And see, these things I'm coming to say, you know, it is not because of me, my selfish interest, but for the voices of people. You understand? You see, say nyame ya dom na say some of us ye nya opportunity about radio so and because say ye ho ye fe.
No at all. Obi won fe kra do. Eh dey say very beton.
Na ya kwa na bibisa. But just adom bi ne nya kwan abegyina. Enti say nya some opportunity ni so a whatever we say no should have an impact that will restore hope into someone who is listening, an impact that will restore positivity, an impact that will make someone believe in Ghana. Until I will not come on the radio to be a puppet and be a poodle of any political party. I'm above it. I'm in my early 30s, but me, I am above, because you see, when you have wisdom, you are richer than anybody. And see, I will never sell my integrity and my wisdom to anybody. And to whatever I say, I'm saying it based on the cries and on the happenings, just as you are saying. We all want a Ghana that works for all of us.
Right.
Mitie Joe Biden, or introducing Mameno, or say, there's only one thing that defines or no any Mameno, or say, the belief of possibility. You understand? And the only defining yes, because they believe that in America everything is possible and you can.
In fact, because
going forward, I think for me, say who besides why Ghana and all these things. Now I think by the Citizens Act of 2000, I think defining Ghanaian by 3 categories. We won't say. By birth, registration, through marriage, and through naturalization. Wouldn't say you can also be a Ghanaian by being found. Say obi huwa, and France say Accra we less than 16 years. No be.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah, you can also be a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
And I think say, in as much as someone will say these things are not relevant in today because we are Ghanaians, we've known ourselves. But I think in some ways, a buoyant to shape our destiny. Because when we know who we are and all that, a buoyant for us to also drive our agenda towards who we are and towards what we can achieve. The last time I said on your platform, one of the things are buoyant as people and not just for Ghanaians, but for Africans as a whole.
Joe, sodium. Good evening, but your friend from Ajuba about extra temple. Hello. Ernesto, hey, Kafra, you saw for Namekasa. For live, I can also back, but why?
Which one? Okay.
The 185. Please, why? That's it.
Okay, what?
Joe Kasa.
Yeah, when we can know ourselves, we can make decisions on as people. And I mean, it has come at an odd time because it has not come at a time when we are trying to define a path, but rather it has come when we are going to have an election. So everybody will read everything into it. And of course, we have to be worried because people we've lived with, people they're encountering problems because of this question of who is a Ghanaian. And but for me, if it had come at another time when we are trying to derive a national agenda and work on a national path, say, look, we want to know who we are and what we are, so we can kind of achieve something and mold something to fit us as Ghanaians. I would have understood it, but it's rather gone on the other way. Every negativity or everything that happens, be it negative or positive, we need to ride on something from that same thing and move on. We should always not be nagging and complaining and making noise because something is bad. And I said, and that has been our problem. We've always been nagging. We need to make positive out of something. So today there is a voters register, whether we like it or not. There is the question of who is a Ghanaian has been asked, and I think that as people, as Ghanaians, we are above that question. We need to answer it and move on and crave a path beboye na yafa yantuma paiden Ifra. But if you give me a chance going on with what is happening and how we can, you see, it's not always coming on the radio to talk about the negative. Like I said, we need to look at what is the way forward. And that is why I've always said, for me, if I had a preference, for me, the MPP NDC agenda should stop today, because the moment we give them the
platform,
relevance, we give them the audience, the more
I know Joe, who's important, but I always disagree and argue with you, because obviously that's your view, and I got my view, because at the end of the day, no, they are it is debatable, because the thing is, they have the country in their hands.
Yeah, and
so you cannot, you and I cannot talk without getting them involved.
Poverty level in our country now, acquired to say, will be property within the MPP and NDC, acquired to say, property. So they kind of decide how the country should go and how people should be poor. You understand? If not, we will not spend this huge amount of money doing a new voters register when in my hometown, when in the hometown of the former president of Ghana, Bole Bambwe, animals and human beings drink from the same well. My brother, are you getting it? Akufo-Addo Krom, there are schools there without chairs and tables. And look at how much money we've spent doing a new voters register. And when you say it, people say, I don't care who I am. I don't care what, in as much as something is there, we should look at, we've always been talking about craving a way that will mold Ghana into UK. I've always, today I was disagreeing with my wife, say, look, I'll say, Ghana, you say UK. I mean, and then to say UK and America. You ask yourself.
Kigami.
Yeah.
Kigami has repatriated Chinese. Kagame has put some prostitutes in jail. Kagame is bringing some sanity in Rwanda. Maybe check Paul Kagame, former rebel leader, our president. Rwanda is here. It can work. It's possible.
Koba, you see, we've not challenged ourselves enough, because look, what can develop a country? First of all, it's the resources.
Of course.
Now, after the resources, it's human potential.
That's what we've got.
You understand? Human potential. Now, human potential, and you're defining it by how intelligent we are. You look at our vice president. What is his capacity? Or a doctor. You look at NDC, the Omakofani, Mami Omakofani. Look at the level of intelligence.
Or a professor.
For compare Boris Johnson. For compare Angela Merkel.
As empana Okano.
We have even
as empana Okano.
A common MP in my constituency is holding a master's and a doctorate. You understand? So what are you saying? You say we cannot be like UK. We cannot be. It is because most of us, educated as we are defending stupidity with all due respect.
Hey, sodium.
With all due respect.
No, Joe.
Okay, and
Joe, may know as some way they meant to say, but me no arguing, and that's also we are supporting stupidity. We are indeed supporting stupidity. So it's about time, Ghanaians, people from my hometown, people from your hometown, people that are listening to us, your families should stop supporting stupidity.
Exactly.
Because Joe, me say me boa to the kakuma to am. Joe.
Yeah.
A roll manum coffee per coke be and answer high sort of soon chain. Namingasa. What he did do? What he did too much. What I say?
Yeah.
I love this boy. I love my Ghanaian boy. The heart for Ghana is raving and it's crying for help. The truth of it is, we all are supporting stupidity. Why? Because we don't think and we don't support with our conscience. We support with lineage and se betra bo chire ha ne wo ade papa be sua and papa be sua se family betimi atrase na papa ne mame omo different ideas different understanding and kola ya wo mo and different understanding on the same issue. When are we going to get to that point? And that's good evening. And that's good evening. Me need to say.
Ya me adumo.
Tell you the gidi pa o bufo pa. Etiminia. Asema kan say wutie.
Na Joe, the real sister trend the statista any radio no me sure say papa question do.
Na bi wo de. Yeah, no.
Who is defending stupidity?
Or see, yen, Timofo no.
Who is
Mamma Casamento? Okay, Mamma Tosso, hey. Meaning, you know, 10 years, meaning, you know, because secondary school, no. Because I say, my first year bar, because secondary school, 86, no, 87, okay. Form 1. Men tama de na madidi ba me call Form 1 87. But me ba me terminal. Me father, oya say photographic bra. Na me kota as to 2. Now, ono de me de ba cool. Then we started reading.
Yeah.
Then we discuss. What does it? A course, ana luckily abato and dubuahin a basso. The minute papa Casasana because owns the Ghana system or Pantino. That means yet in your part. Barbara me call school name home corner a banner on the Nema main can the exceeded many ban home soon. 1992, your trouble, you know. I do what he said. Presidential elections has been rigged and you know parliamentarians no omo and revolti they shouldn't go to parliament. Fortunately or unfortunately for my dad no me ask for school and you know part of my subjects no was government. Okay, so I knew say even though say government the president couldn't win the parliamentarians could make difference in the parliament.
Yeah.
1992, MPP for boycott to parliament.
Yeah.
And it was 1992, and the Constitution of Ghana was set up.
Yeah.
It was 1992, and sa emrabia na yedi life for Ghana ono. Yedi to ho. Facha me say me back out big time, sir. So sorry. But the thing is say
yeah.
It was because Adubuahin the personal interest in tea on my parliamentarians in now drop it. And I want my dad. Come on. Ura. I didn't have pay. And I'll say, on a tell you. Na sanka wan kokro say what office crown and kaunya parliamentarians are. Anka obetimi instructor what they should do. Baba to him nim sa because my dad woman what obetimi yes science. What does say? Na papa person yes science. Because we are drugists in come yes science and I'm come take the juma. But me call school no me am interest no I followed it. What I'm trying to drive at is say no support MPP no. Ne manyina na ne nom ne o da say na bujanfo nyina MPP for. And I told my dad I will never follow this blindly again. Or him say one kasa biu. And you know weren't I supporting stupidity? If I would have voted with my conscience and the NDC winning, I'll be jubilating, I'll be happy. But I voted for MPP then.
That's not. That doesn't mean say if Fedubuahe made those decisions in '92.
Was it a mistake?
That's different from telling me stupidity.
Was it wrong?
The mistake is different.
Was it wrong?
Because in hindsight.
In hindsight.
Hindsight. You
I will agree to that.
Wrong. But listen, this is what I'm saying, sir. But we shouldn't just say, sir, that mistake or that decision that leads to the fact, sir, some of us that support the UP do that out of stupidity. I'm not generalizing it, but I'm just an example of what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Because why I jumped in, and obviously Joe is my brother. I don't like to come on and have a confrontation debate with him. I like to have a proper intellectual debate.
Eh, jawu na men come messages now and no me dekeke. Men come messages bi me dekeke. Me akasa me offer. Adua na ba na Safoka Taka was say doing great job. Keep it up. Amadan Sinana Bako be offer. Yamisha we mo ajo. Oh yeah. Yamisha ya semo. Ono akwe so okoku yadwuma pa. Raphael Kwabra, good evening. Also so here na me friend say me Lions for na good evening. Na so here na mo ajo. Oh yeah. My fro wati fache me na say the one just say unze me do fache me na lomle ajobia aka or say rate me for quality service on WhatsApp. Okay, baba Mate okay, my phone on into I will just read on that. Okay, there's another one here where yeah Walanyo also no Akwatia Ghana. NDC deployed electoral commission and called them all sort of names. Kodeyo scores EC 80%, and yet NDC is not satisfied. But my only advice for them to boycott 2020 elections, if they will not mind. My regards to Ernest Yaokumi, Akwatia constituency. Me the message is not coming back. And that's it also.
It's a cover. Then I wanted to be making a point with Joe is he doesn't agree. He said the electoral commission should have exercised and as they should have gone ahead to do a new register. That's his position. And as far as our constitution,
and that's why. And that's what say.
Don't pull
you're not gonna let.
And that's what say.
Oh, you said it's stupidity.
Joe.
No. But don't put words in my mouth.
Tell me what you said. Tell me what you said.
All I'm saying is
Joe.
The primary aim for making a new voters register was to get rid of minors and foreigners. That was the primary aim. And how then do we come again, invest this huge amount of money that will reshape Ghana's fortune to making a new voters register? Tell us same problem as it.
And was see that money could have been used in his own hometown and mentioned also Chebi. He never mentioned say, but he never mentioned say. EC using huge sum of money was stupidity. He never said that. And please let's put on that on record.
Okay, fine. But he thinks, right? He thinks like electoral commission could have put the money into a better use or another use, or the country could have used that money into another use. We would have had the limited registration regardless of the EC having another registration. So, which would probably have cost us exactly the same amount of money. But let's not just go out. I'm not going to come on and defend the Electoral Commission. But I want to put things into perspective. So Joe and myself can really understand exactly what Joe is actually saying. He's telling me, say, the money could be used for something else because Akufo-Addo hometown, Chebini, is so near anyhow. So that money could have been used. But your program now, maybe an okay do what he did. Say he said MPP boycotted the 92 elections, right? And in a way,
parliamentary elections.
Parliamentary, yeah, this is what I'm saying. So parliamentary, we could have had our MPs in parliament.
Sure, of course.
Who would have contributed to
and put a lot of changes in what we see now.
Yeah, but now we didn't. And this is the constitution now we're relying on as a country. And I'm
Mamusa baby, I hate it. And to me, question say, I hate it to my bone, but Mamusa question back home. If you have a chance, say being change your constitution, what would you have changed?
If I had a chance to change something in the constitution.
If you have a chance, say being change your constitution, now no more, let your voice be heard.
I would take some of the powers that we give to our president to elect.
And you know what I'm saying? Asame Kayano. Say can be power, maybe they wouldn't have allowed it.
Maybe, but this is what I'm thinking. I'm constitutional.
Okay.
Joe argument is that no money could have been put use, and I make a choice there. According to the constitution, it's the election. The EC would have done a limited registration. And the constitution also mandates the EC to compile the register, and this has been proven in the Supreme Court. And if we have a problem, if you and I, me, Joe, myself, and you, Koba, we have a problem with our constitution mandating the Electoral Commission to hold and answer to compile a register there, then I don't know where you guys want us to go as a country.
No, maybe I wouldn't sit here for Joe to get all the stake. Maybe part of it. To organize for easy. Where are you in? I'm for Ghanaians who have a national identity card. I'm for it. But looking at the angle, say, you better to Aba. Eco elections, yeah? Not easy. A decree say only and major and part of requirements I'm expecting it's national ID card. How many government that has come? Imagine say a national ID card by program. Then they refused. This EC has taken it on, and she's implemented it, and it's gonna work. My question is, was it the government program? Because this should have been a government program one. And think I will be a corner. Can become ID card, national ID card, no, but so what I say. And you know, me no master say. This is Joe will have a stand, I'll have my stand. That is his view, I got my view. But notwithstanding, we work together. The truth of it is, the truth of it is, Joe, you come back. You come back, hold on.
No, me person me brother kaka.
But you're wedding down, baba. And I'll give you time to talk.
No problem.
And the woman say, me no me per se. ID card here, Juma. Because menam kaswa na mati Nigeria ni kasa. Menam kaswa na mahu abza ko ofiga na.
Yeah.
Na I do ni set of this kroma saying obedi kroma over the months asset of business we bra crying in tax.
Yeah.
Nigeria better happen, anything happen. And and I said and what are the leaders doing? And it all boils down to the leaders of the nation at the time.
Yeah.
So me understand. But the truth of it is, was it the government program? And I wouldn't easy. Say you can say.
You mean say was it a government program to have the national ID to be accepted as part of the EC breeding document for registration? That's your question?
That's my question.
Yeah, but do you believe that the Electoral Commission is an independent body?
But we will go on and on. We will end it because apart from a giant, I will down or try so for Rollins Nico for. I'm not coming there by now. About if I don't resign a pet. Ababebe change no. And no, you shall say, just MPP for Lambasan from head to toe.
Okay.
Neba, new the Mensa and his phones what it in any more business. And I don't know how long that will go on because she's still there.
Okay, well, till the infancy of Farijan ever caught in 2012, right? So the infancy 2012. If I just remind me, what were the major year happening in our political history in Ghana in 2012? Tell me. That time now independent is now Okano. Was Farijan? You tell me what happened. I mean, come ask me.
A Supreme Court.
Why?
Because there was a contention on the elections.
Did we as a party, you think that we had the right to challenge some of those results?
Of course. And of course you have the right to challenge it. If you doubt it.
One argument. Let me top up my argument. This is what I'm saying, because we know you've singled Afarijan as being the only independent EC that we've had so far. They work on party lines.
That's for sure. No. Me pacho. Man say they work on party lines. They've been appointed. They have been appointed. But then government in power. Am I lying? Me boy. Ernesto.
Okay. Yeah.
No, me boy. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Twice way. It's a 40. Twice way.
Me question and I'm person me can say whether appointed or not. Afarijan, most of the too much. But at least in 2012, the only thing I make is say Afarijan Kokache Supreme Court say in the foreign offices now, you were in other parts of the world like the UK High Commission and all of that. He registered 240,000 people. 240,000 people. He only went to court with a document of 700. And this is the same register we are talking about. This is the same electoral commission we are talking about. And as far as we can pinpoint or do whatever analysis we want to do to help our favor. Our EC, as far as we can, they are elected or not elected, they have been flaws in our electoral system. And how do we take those flaws out from our system? And yes, we've gone by going from opaque boxes to having biometric data.
And also, so do you good evening, offer for about GN Radio.
Good evening.
Hey, Pacho, and that's what do more sets in mommy.
I am here,
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Pacho, whatever set you're using, please turn it down for me. Why? I don't know, Mr. What am I going to say?
Maxwell, can I say?
Maxwell.
Yeah.
Max Pacho, man, what is the free name, Pacho?
Because a free mission.
Oh, Max Pacho, man, uncle.
So this question be about Nipana, a man be announced a kata online to a program. You were asking a question about ET, the national identity card, and what comes about it.
Ma'am, national identity card. Who is a Ghanaian?
National ID, national identity.
Oh, okay. The men Canada, the men can want to see us in Siena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is a Ghanaian? The only person who is a Ghanaian here, Nema, and the Papa Beman birth certificate. And then I bet you so you're Ghanaian. National ID no more doesn't show so you're Ghanaian. Because that document in the national ID, the birth certificate, and a national ID. We as a country, we've gotten to a certain level of our democracy. Friday we can try. If not, say, young can call my anymore. Like if a man, now in a katana. Go back at the Regina or the 800 big or Han or the 750. After Jamabo with tissue free, Ethiopia, the feminist. He's the first EC man. The whole around the whole by independent bodies, sovereign countries that understood what electoral process and democracy was. There's a problem in our country. There's a group of people who think that they are with the common sense to rule our country, and that is wrong.
What are you talking about?
Even a bushia, or a bushia, your friend of bushia, say bushia, cool, say, yeah, are you cool, a year, any a bushia cool. Let's see a bit more and cool one plan. I cannot say bushia cool. I can say, young one, and I young one. A bushia, I'm a bushia cow. We've lived with this in our country. After the presidents came, he made elections for people to win, people to lose. 2012 election petition was a frivolous, the most frivolous ever election petitions in this whole wide world. But Ghana for your trademark, you quite young country because literally, you're young for Ghana man. You've got senior citizens in Kofa when you they are in the country of 30 million population. Say the country belongs to a group of people. So on their agenda is what they set. Okay, so you almost Ghana card or national identification card. President Kofomo Amusha here first. He went for a loan 78 million euros from France. And on the shares are the first. The mistake they did in itself, while they went for that money, they did not procure or establish or we did not have a national data center. That's what we were
Maxwell, what are Roma? But Madiana call what's some man, I mean, quickly, I mean, discussion. Because
I'm not making. I'm not making.
I'm sorry, I check. I don't know, but one question, quickly, I don't know, Mr. Mitchell. Hello, Maxwell. Time no extra. MC I check a current. I don't know because tomorrow say okay. That's it. Maxwell, Anna or Casanam say no try to hello, good evening, friend from Majuba GN radio so. But I don't know say.
Me na make Casa line in Casa.
Oh. Me Casa maintain to no so Casa on carry.
Na me Casa na line in Casa.
But your man call quickly my whatever. Name twice please.
Good. That national data center, we did not have it. This alone is France, no. And we had the first process of registration. When they finished it, data we collecting to date. Do you know where that data is?
You tell us.
Good. You had nowhere to store it, so that data became a mobile data. France told us the second tranche of that money will not be released, and it wasn't released. When Mahama came through, Mahama Rini, they started a different process now to find a data center and then calibrate the system of how we're gonna get our data for the country. Now, the first thing they did was they decided, President Kofomo, there was an argument as to first register foreigners, and we know the foreigners in our country, then we come to the citizens. That was the argument. Now, fast forward. when Mahama came, they said, we're going to build a data center, which they built around job 600. Maybe a state house one. That national data center has been established. It was sponsored by Hawaii, equipped by Hawaii.
So,
let me run to it.
You say fun national issue, right?
It's a national issue.
And Bomodiana, we are a quick line because
how many NIA
so would you keep quiet when we were talking? I did not come in.
No, I don't want you to keep long because you keep you over 5 minutes. We don't want to.
I'm not keeping long. When we come on programs to make discussions, once a papa Nijina will be say how many national IDs?
No, ignore that. Just carry on with your thing.
No. I be no ignorant. So many who so ignorant. No, let me answer him.
No. You answer. Who answer now? I will drop you. Carry on with your thing.
You then you take your line. Let me continue.
Exactly. Because we need to be educated.
There is a common knowledge.
Ernesto
as ignorant.
No, Ernesto. No.
What does it mean?
I will not retract it because you weren't allowed to come in.
Listen, Bacho, we want people to talk, yeah? We want people to help us deal with the issue, yeah? You cannot come here and just insult people. I'm sorry. What do you mean? And I'm a dink of what them. And next to need what them. He's not ignorant. Unibibia.
Just come and make my point.
Ernesto. Pacho de Dina Menkasa. Mena me official man. My president say just Kosuna Yankasa. Who did you be at time? Any panels no the right. I mean, you cannot just come and say is ignorant. I'm sorry. We need people to come and educate us. But we don't want that. I'm not answering any call. Detriment. I'm penalties and answer whatever I'm doing. Even the listeners. I mean, far off for you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Maxwell Bacho, Kosu was straight away. And yet, Abufu, and yet,
but the word ignorance.
Massa, sorry. Awesome. I don't want that. No. We're talking about national issue. Just don't call again. I don't care. We want this. We want national issue. If I have to take you on, I'll take you on. No, don't call again. It's all right. And mom may hear argument. We want to go forward. Ernesto, now kasa na say.
Koba, they na me can ye be me. Oh buy some kwa ubisa man said I'm going to detail with the NIE and all of that. What must say? Until you just jumped in now be can and you create data center, Mahama create data center and all of that. I mean, it's a national Mahama create I say it's for Ghana. And I mean, besides, how many ID cards did he provide? And also, what makes me ignorant about asking that question? And I know, so I can't ask him.
Ernesto, what I'll tell you is, I won't be sitting here.
Yeah.
MOB will be at them. Joe.
Oh, I appreciate.
Joe, what line is on?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, near maybe. And then the response of the man, I've got him in my heart, my kind of boy.
Okay.
So that's it.
Yeah.
We are all Ghanaians. We want to build Ghana. Obey your bit thankful.
I agree with you, Koba. I agree.
Mano kona yen koso.
Enti de na me
Koba one man next to too much time on.
Oba koso me nya.
Oni ade akwa be ye say oni man kasa kranke. Enti jo nya wotre. Na de na me person make can say Koba. Electoral Commission said you na Afro-Ijan e American ya be booming. He did well for Ghana. It doesn't mean say he didn't make mistake in doing his job. And he, as a citizen, can not scrutinize the works of our great former EC, Afro-Ijan. So, and I go by, am I wrong? Yeah, exactly. That was the whole argument I was making. Say, when we had an independent EC that we felt, say, it was probably our best EC now we had. No. We had flaws in our electoral system. And this is why all the electoral commissions that we've had have always tried to put in systems able to eradicate some of these issues that we've had. We've gone from opaque, we've gone to biometric, and now this one also say or the enhanced future or the facial recognition. These now are steps towards the bedroom baby.
And that's so mutual no. They happen to say if this will serve as a purpose.
Yeah.
Now any other government to be a ma, you can choose any another easy. Some can say this was also a flawed amount of money. Yes, send.
Yeah.
Could this last long or forever?
As a voters register.
Yes. No, voters register.
Oh, as a voter register, at the end, America said, I said this one time, Joe didn't agree with me, so I'll say it again. Sir, Obama said when he came to Ghana, said, Africa doesn't need strong men, we need strong institutions. And as far as I know personally, Nadia, we need to believe in our institutions to work. And
Do you know, sir?
Yeah.
You, MPP, and NDC never understand each other in public. You know, sir? And you know what is the guarantee, say, with this amount of money we spent, the facial recognition another government from NDC will come, then say, and the front
guarantees I can't guarantee.
Exactly. That's the problem we're talking about.
And this is exactly also means that we lack our trust in our institution. And he said, you asked me, if I had a chance to amend our constitution now, I would amend some of these powers that we give to the president to elect such people.
So do we start from here, sir, a big campaign for a new constitution?
We can amend. I said
no, I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question. Do we start campaigning, say you and I and Joe? Anybody who come on this radio?
I 100% agree with you. And
we have to get a new constitution. That's fine. Joe, what to be?
I'm more than happy to jump on that. But I'm a person because Atamils made that effort or review a lot of our constitution, but we didn't follow up to amend some of those recommendations. Now it came on board.
That's a man and a mono or money at Timono Yaja. Yenny make him more penny for. Musum Basumi and so the Basanamona Moody's cano. The thing is, say, person will change constitution. I think the right thing to do and what to do is say, you go around the country.
Yeah.
Model row. Because you know, and yet, and then many might be saying, no one if you say, and yet.
Yeah.
Now, say, they come home.
Of course.
You were 2 hours.
I agree.
You may say, yes, Uber to choose to the open. Yes and no. Then we set a committee to put down. And I believe that when this constitution is being ditched there, at that moment, every government are in power should be dissolved, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to Joe Sumra. That's how Joe. Abuja? Joe, Timika. I was of someone Timinka. I was of Timinka. Joe also. Hello. My main son drop a line in and no one sound for Joe is about to become and Timon can make messages. Joe, my friend, I want to make a message. Kakra, Saka, Hana, a famous uncle for being soon and Sambra, and then I'm for. I want my suitcase power. See, where you have any say? What I do is say by I'm sure. Adriana ba na nasa miama ofa wasi kwaku. Wasi koba, please. The national ID card is different from the voter's ID, so it isn't the EC who forced. It isn't the AC who forced them to do the national ID. Of Amankasa, let me say, I asked a question, say, Isia, ɔsi ɔngye birth certificate na mmom yɛde national ID card na ɛbɛ register no ɛne nipa tu abɛtena se ɛne nneɛma passport no ebusa sɛ was it the government program a kyerɛ sɛ wɔn no esan sɛ ontimi nya nti ɛna ɔde nya kɔhyɛ isi na maame nka ne saa na mpɛsɛ mbusa ɛna ɛfɛ ne sɛ Mrs. Joyce Berkuo Deborah also watching us from Ghana. In fact, Kobe, Mr. Samoya of also and then Senior Martin and I was a moment for a chopper can say Palma at T4. A chopper more drooper, a chopper tree. Just say interview I'm Mr. Martin J a year last Monday no. Because you know, just say come on your cranky. Say me phone no fan cheme na ankoyi ebi o hɔ ne nim kra ba no asasa message na me fan cheme pa na be senya ne bio na it was about enkola no any schools and somewhere ekoso saben okasa pa very extensively na no say on Facebook no mo antini ye e was studio though but a hardware say o tifie na wo tie information na ankoyi no fan cheme. I mean, I may course any technician be. I mean, I'm course. Good evening to you, my one and only remote technician and producer, DJ Big Joe. Senior Martin say, "Oh, see, Koba, voter register is an impetus for fair and credible election. The appointment of EC is purely based on political affiliation. Hence, need to regularly review voter register. If EC is appointed by an independent body, then its independence is better guaranteed." Martin, you see, wabia wa shokasa ho emu da ho fan asem we entimu NDC MP beti asem ya hunu say mo na mo appointee EC na mo appointing so a sabo pro sabo mpo MPP ni ana sa we NDC ni that is that's not two ways and waka no and it's our brain ye be gisa 2 minutes from nsem e dey am independent body mo choose Matiamidu onye hu Matiamidu say you can't say you be a special prosecutor Matiamidu say prosecutor Matiamidu because me who the Matiamidu aye be na ma messy but media the need for the government appointees there. What I'm saying is that it got to be ditched. Raphael Kwabena also knows so or see Ghana leaders are not helping. Raphael Kwabena, Raphael Opong, Minuano no Kwabena, Raphael or Obeka Ghana, Obeka, I even saying COVID-19 Obeka Bushi and pay my men my friend. Or see Ghana leaders are not helping. And that's all. And that's all. And that's all you do is a Joe so.
Yeah, me
and that's all. Yes or no answer. Let me call Joe so. Would you two say Ghana leaders are not helping? And that's all.
Oh, yeah, yes or no, dear. Now I'm I'll believe they help.
Okay.
They could do better, but I believe they do.
Okay, Joe Manoko. Joe Manoko.
My brother next to him 70 year can you see and I'm can earlier on. You may be over a Kosua may have always said say Koba high way say if you are in possession of a Ghana, it doesn't say anything on. But if we are my neighbor, that is what me as a neighbor I should be worried with or I should be concerned with. You having a gun is nothing. but the be ma watu tu no eno na me se me den me ye nti de oman no ko no ebe ma otine bi enkura bi asore no eno na we are trying to avoid. Nobody is a prophet of doom. I'm a Ghanaian. You see, I live here with my wife and child. I have my mom and dad in Ghana. And unfortunately, my brother Ernesto doesn't even know, say, I'm more in the MPP family than he is. Because my wife's uncle is Alan Chermantin, and my own father, did research for Alan Chermantin when he was contesting Nanado. So I'm in the MPP more than he knows. You understand?
You
but
see?
Going forward, the reason why I was talking about it, and this is why I can't be about stupidity and not my brother and Timasian. The fact that my wife we ne uncle pa ne mami nia pa bane Alan Chermantin, but because na nya otimi sorry ka look we dey enye. But when I ask for party na boy akukumu pantan say so insu to ewie bu you be defend it and no na say be ha drink kakra. Because if you go to Ghana Webon in money, we've spent over 185 million in compiling this new voters register. All in the name said there are minors and foreigners on it. In money, they propose, say, look, let us clean it, the old one, which we could have used less than 40 million. But we've used 185. It is your duty. You are mandated to do a new voters register. Fine. Nobody is taking nothing away from you. But at this moment in time, if it was a matter of cleaning the voters register of minors and foreigners, the question is there any tool we could have used to clean the minors and foreigners? Of course, yes. If of course, yes, why don't we do a cost-saving analysis so that we could have done that and save the country money? And that many say, many next to you, Jinawi. Niyamanka Nanado free SHS, why send it to university? Niyamanka free SHS, red light, green card, yellow card, Nina, and Kajai. A basic Nejai, a Bejaya, a say, how are you be using resources wisely? In economics, there is something we call scale of preference.
Scale of preference. You choose what is important and leave. You preference your needs. That's correct.
And when on mine in this case, we are not even making a prioritized way. Rather, so we are exposing people to sickness and death and all that. And then you come and tell us that the very thing, the very problem upon which you requested for this 185 million, which has gone wasted, and the problem still exists. Why not a candidate for hell?
Sure, you know what? I never be what me team who na me bo fu. Okay? Me who na me come tell me ya. I need Sabato o tell me about on frame because we can just on frame. Me one of my headlines ni bi no. Free Ankara. I understand on the elections director for NDC. For 2020. But look at what he's saying. Under Akufo-Addo, the three speakers are Ghanaians. So you see the question I'm asking. Who is a Ghanaian? Under Akufo-Addo, how many Ashantis and idea kunyanazo? Oh, so if you are penimu, na ukasa say ya, right? Na odo mane ko hin me mani fie sebe ma obi anyama no zuwa ni wu northerners adi akonya no so sen any other onye the president na or your vice Fantis Ewes, right? The many Eko4 and Akufo-Addo.
Yeah.
And to sebe boy penimu. Now kasasi ya wan hwe ye nye de number tia. Na so ka che onanka won kwa anya ode. But we gave you money as a sports minister. What did you do with it? What did you do with it?
You see, Koba.
Meba. We had a lot to talk about MPPs. But when we are saying Kasa, people will think, say, our MPP. Tell them, we say, me and me about, we say, Wakuna, and this another way. It's not about NDC, it's about MPP. I'm sorry. It's Ghana. The Ghana, as 60 years old, is bleeding.
You see, Koba, all these things we are talking about, working free and Canadian, this thing will continue to go on until a certain change be ever. Now, Naminia and Nesto can be about Barack Obama quote dia or mine. You see, that quote is flawed in our system. It is flawed, and I will explain why. You see, we have easy Mami as Jane Mesa, who was appointed by the president, and Obi Obebia is appointed by the president anyway. But Nimpana or Womi area, Takwa Pristia.
But also, dear, when I'm in Falk of Ralph, I'm in good evening, friend from Aljuma, Jen Radio. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, but what's in car? One uncle, 1 minute as another phone.
Because
Maxwell.
Yeah.
Maxwell, but one uncle, na Yankasa as Ghana for.
All right, as Ghana for, okay, I tell you right now, no, we can see you. So, Wakoka said, chief one Ghana.
Or say under Akufo-Addo. Only 3 speakers are Ghanaians.
Yeah. Katie Hammond, so a member of parliament. Katie Hammond, so a member of parliament.
You can't ask him you.
Debbie. Oh, Waka.
Meaning, sir, a member of parliament. Yes, but you can't ask him. I came
Debbie.
Before primaries, we saw it and we heard it.
And your primary, before he's standing on voter registration incidences here in Okanwasam. Preceding voter registration, a member of parliament. Omune Shemramayan. And Mrano Moshe, that's a Ghana constitution, either by father, by mother, by uncle, by relatives, even grandparents. If your grandparent is a Ghanaian, you are a Ghanaian. Man, be a friend Olympians or a Togolese. Or the Ghana Hammerby. Ghana Court, Supreme Court. I can't say Olympio is a Ghanaian. Olympio, it's a Ghanaian. It is a Elvis Casa Okachi because he has registration. Security service, security personnel or say army uniform, immigration officer representing the state. Immigration uniform. It's live radio so cafe. Mibisa and say Komasava. What do you mean, Trentino or Togolese? What mentality is that?
We have all condemned it.
No, it's not about condemnation.
No, we have condemned it, but Evans Free Ankara is a renowned and a leading member of NDC. Those people, when they speak, it goes far. So, you are building a nation without division. You are building a nation which will work for us. Is it about political power? And since somebody have to say anything, what do you done? Are you done? Are you asking I'm done? I'm check you. I'm done. What kind of question? If you don't ask me that question, say me kasa. You don't ask me that question. Me kasa now kasa. Me check you. I'm done. Are you done?
Yeah, some people will justify the organ where we are. Then I continue.
What I'm trying to say is, me must somebody say, such kasa and fast from dreamer. Now no tell me can't. Some any can Japan some. The way the kind of kasa ni pakasa o mani ono. En koye en moi en man kola nsia. and it's a way of penimus and now Cassia.
Worry. Can I continue?
Obey son, where's a castis I may you have so now hope from me in February. Honestly,
can I continue?
You never see in my 1 minute pay.
Thank you. The cousin of the president, Gabi Ochredako, picked up Ketu South. Or Instagram here, or Facebook here. What did he say about Ketu South? President in the war fast your Jubilee House son. What did he say about Ketu South? And that discrimination in the West South.
Okay.
Can I speak?
Miss Okadeng. Hello. Maxwell. Oh, there. Ola no, minimum could akati. Hello, Maxwell Timika. Okay, say Maxwell Basso, I mean Fabio. Wednesday, say the way I program I don't like it. Maxwell Basso, I mean Fabio. Therefore, should pardon me for that. I will not let Maxwell take the whole show. Joe Kasa.
Yeah, and strengthen our institutions now. Yeah, can ask them na make us say it's flawed because. Apart from Jim Mensa, the electoral officer now, or Pristia, Takra Bay near Dana. And yet Jim Mensa, and yet the president appointing, you know. A bimpo ye teacher ni our chairman no win I embody. But no Wakotnaho, no a register minor, Edia Sim, when you say we and ye Ghana, we Ivory Coast, we a Nigerian, no what now, no the Nasim. The passport office, Mimi Babu, Chimini Nigeria, new crack Ghana new passport and a full clean Baha. No, a Jiska, not the Nigerian or the passport man. We are also strengthening our institution. We need to change our mentality because look, excuse me, Ernesto, in America, Trump and Crawford, they are on Trump's neck today as I talk to you. They are not defending like you are defending, no. They are on Trump's neck on what is not good for the American people. They think about America first. Ain't it? Yet only as the strength institution Barack Obama back and say the Tanya to Beyonce this at all born. You may back say we are say Ghana Dibian born yumda. And only the greatest song ever. You understand? Obama back and but me brother not take a honor. Young money to me saying, only be more mine or bino. Na Jim Bonnet, what's the means uncle strengthening on no uncle continue to steal? What kind of strengthening and omunya? I mean, your problem with resources, fine, fair enough. But you don't tell me say you are taking bribe, nanka police for Geno, and almost someone like a resource and think, almost bribe, they are told to them, they are talk cancer, and that is justifiable. I better say strength institution. Now we just bribe. Now they are considering. What they are coming our girlfriend. What's the strength institution? No? So I feel say, they as people, and this one I have said it. Real cool. I said it to him. Say, look, let us use GN Radio as the springboard. May I advocate for one police IGP. Either elected by the police institution or selected or whatever, elected or selected by the police institution without the Ministry of Interior, without government interference. Electoral Commission, the same. Then some key institutions there providing security and order because the IGP will always be compromised when it comes to security matters because he or she is always heading towards the appointing head. But when the person is working freely from any government official, me did say, and Kasabe MP before you move our courtroom, in Kabadi, they are in jail. Whoa. And one thing I agree with with Ernesto on the powers of your president, you know, because say you reduce the powers in the kakra. Send your muntie telephone a year, you know, a bekosa. But you reduce the powers, you know, and my seven forbidden some fuseya, present entering you move prisoner. Now come with them, Otuna me free radio and I'm baby, now me cassette ya jaja. I will know how to talk. Until I feel say, yay as people, no, yay send me and so, yay na yeba radio so yeba cassette. Are we doing it to the benefit of Ghana? That is the most important thing. If I'm speaking because I have to speak to defend my party, say sabi my party no be an nene ho kra me say spray no dey gu no then those kind of things. And no name why. And you know I feel say ye na as always say me uncle yi buy or no so Maxwell buy or be justify or be equalize it. So okay free uncle no or no so they we aba.
What does it?
Yeah, because you know why? With all fairness to Ernesto and because Ernesto, there was some money when people no on can into one can NDC no to also make there was some money. Are you getting it? So I don't blame him. So it's about time. Yeah, but radio so. You say me, I have always said, say, look, if Nanado understands, say, look, I have made mistakes, and that for that matter, no, I want to correct those mistakes. If Nanado makes such announcements, say, look, yes, governance, it's a continuous process, and as a human being, no, you are entitled to make mistakes anyway. Me who say nyoma ba ku mienu bi yes, I have slept over it, I have thought over it. Me who say the enkoyi. Intino Ghana for dia Monfancheme, movie on my I mean, I'll clap for this man and I will campaign for him. But when Bonibia Kosubia, we justify PDS, we are justifying this in a certain year, when a certain year. I mean, that is why we voted for change. So you don't come and justify what has gone wrong yesterday. What went wrong yesterday gave you the chance to be in power today. And so, Mesremo, I don't hate MPP. Nanado, no matter how he is my president, and I'm proud. And I'm very, very proud of him as a president because the man has struggled. He has gone through a thick and thin to become president today. The same way I am proud of John Mahama, coming from the northern region and all that. And it's how diversified we are as people. But what I don't like, it's when we know say so 30 million people Ghana 30 million and I can say 25 point something million are suffering in my home country, in my hometown. Some people are finding hard to live on £1 a day. £1 a day. But yet it's say accommodating. Nanado and I don't want to be sued for plagiarism. Nanado nekaye. These are the things we need to be correcting. And also, way, you cannot tell me, say, a chroma corruption and cost, a chroma corruption cost. But who cares? And also, Yari by Sabi, so we now pay 80% because I bind the amount. Sabi, would you have benefit? In Tebu Ghana and pay. If you Ghana and pay. Oh, this is what we are all looking at. This is what we all want for our country. It is not just a matter of all of us defending. It will lead all of us into the abyss. Into Mummy, I say, ye nimpa, a bena ye bunya, said you chapter no news and a chiatia. Me, I'm making, call me the opposition leader, call me a sedun ketia, call me whatever. But me can the enya because me per se a quality the enya, me moving on as a nation. I believe that in moving on as people, as having a national way, I think let us have a national agenda, a national policy that will lead all of us into some national policy. What we can do is not so afraid to defend the national policy, not to defend MPP as a party. Some are about to so afraid to defend the national policy. And what is the national policy? A policy that will indicate to us, look, for the first 3 years of everyone we elect in, whoever we elect in 2020, you call 2021, 1st January 2021, this is the roadmap. This is what we are driving on. If you see 100 schools, and you we need to finish that school before we move on to. And then
but
the next thing.
Mentioning Bosia, must we as a country always plan our budget out of loan?
You see, for me, I don't believe in that, and I think it's not workable. And it has not been working because history has shown us since Rollins, maybe a Rollins boy, because when I say Rollins boy, I mean I'm from the Rollins era. That is what I would say. It has not worked. But you see, like I have said, we have the brains. But because we don't challenge ourselves, the brains are refusing to work. Today, I'll come to that. But me, Ernesto, so Bekaya. You Professor Nana Jane Mains and Nasamo Kayane say. Nasama media, senior Baumia, economics in the Mamidio who economics in Nisu. And so, let's focus on MPT achievement. On economics now, Baumia wizard, Nobeka free SH. You understand? And he tells you about Baumia's knowledge, his intellect, and all the wisdom he has in economics. It has not been put into good use. And now you can say you have a 17-member committee for the economics to manage our fund. But Baumia is nowhere to be found. And it is only when we put our best talent into good use, then we can know how we can retrieve something from our resources, and we wouldn't have to rely on loans. And that's true. Because what we have is abundance for us to cater for us. You bet me, we always talk about Dubai, the capital town of Africa. And Dubai is the capital town of Africa. What do they have? What do they have? Yeah. You see,
they have basically nothing, but they have basically nothing, but they have everything.
And next to how brilliant he is. Oba Bruchi, young fan said Oba Bruchi. No minister was concerned about it.
Exactly.
Like this is leaving Ghana to come to Europe. Why? We can use him and his intellect in Ghana to help develop Ghana. Me, when I finished university, I did not even do service. I came to Ghana. I came to Europe.
And now the cat. Because you see, I've caught you there.
And it's not.
No, hold on. Let me put you on the spot. Joe,
they are coming to help develop Europe. Ghana is lying idle.
Joe,
okay.
Who calls school? Who about Sammy boy?
Me, manje student loan ibi.
Why student loan ibi?
Manje bi.
Cry. And I'm trying to be answer. Oh, you be the card because what you know, you are so going to serve anyway. Mammy, quite Ernesto. Say, yeah, share on my ya team one. Maybe a boy, a young man who bra as a couple of talking about national agenda, right? That's topic somebody by. I just say we know every day be because we will keep letting people know, say, we need to come together as a country. The need for the partisanship is ended. Because otherwise, then the country will not move forward. You may play games to say, wake up, we say. There's no answer and there's no question. But we cannot live like that. Say, ye bo minor. Now you say, ye friend say, ye man, ye be boho brano, a fee muno. Here, I was at the Bosan Ebo, and that's two. Then I was a coso, sebe. As a party, modern home, at who say, it cannot always work, so we have to borrow to fund our budget.
Yeah, I mean, come on. As part of the world that we live in, and so I think that most of the annual and I see from your budget and are all from external forces and as external hands. And this is because most of the minerals and as the materials that we have abundantly in our country. No, yeah, export it rawly, not in any refined form. Yeah, the raw materials and then but with a low budget and a low cost. And then after that, no, my babaton chocolates and then in Asama at the high price. And if we are talking about that, and then I appreciate that we have a government now, and as a president now, whose vision say he wants to make Ghana the business hub for even North Africa, the West Africa, yeah or no. He wants to make Ghana a business hub. And we cannot make that argument and not credit the government and answer the president for putting an initiative like the one district one. But no, Joe might not agree. Maybe some say where are the factories, but at least the plan is there, and the drives and some factories have been completed. It's not going to be like the Amazon or the Sonys or the Tesco's and all of that in the UK, because man started from like that. Because Koba, I work for Amazon, right? And Amazon only started from 1999, to say. He started in his garage. So imagine say we had a government then, Nanko started to be in the garage. I mean, one where we welcome and ridicule the government say, you know, the NOE or they call garage, big companies and big corporations. And I say, Koba, restaurant in the white, so more yet. Jawa choose today. And look at how Ghanaians ridicule that idea. So what I say, by looking at how the climate change, anyhow we all looking to go green now. I mean, that idea, you cannot take that away from them. And these are business people that are coming from our country. So we have a government that has a business mindset to empower our locals. And obviously, I think say credit to him. It said I have this book. I would like my brother Joe to read. It was written by Dambisa Moyo, economist from Zambia. Brilliant book. And it's called Dead Aid. So then this book stipulates how aid has affected Africans in a very bad way. Koba. And looking at that, sometimes your foreign loan, loan, sometimes it comes in as aid, and it affects us so much. And make a lot of decision on our own because our hands has been tied.
And the nothing one another saying.
Oh, I was saying, I say this. You pin up, but Koba. Let's say there's a partnership for Terminal 3. And I'll tell you, sir, maybe I believe in a private partnership because Joe, argument, I like him because he said, when I said we need strong institution, or say it's a fallacy, and you're right. But he mentioned baby are registered or be unqualified to be a Ghanaian. Koba, if the institution is not strong now, it's stronger, that person needs to be caught and brought to the books. But Joe wants that things that we have, and I said the systems are there. He rather have an independent IGP. Now IGP, no, you and I know, say, you Ghana, you pay 200 cities, we get away with it. So if you want a strong IGP,
we are not having a genuine mind for the country. But what a new mind that you will not even bother to go pay 200 Ghana.
Oh, Joe, I agree with you, and this is what I'm saying. So when I say, we need a stronger institution, doesn't mean, go and build the block just there. You need to change the mindset of your people. And you and I came here when I was 13 years old, right? And I've been living
here. Okay, but you go forward now. Ernesto, can you can you honestly tell Ghanaians how many major roads in Ghana the president has completed since he took office? Because we've had another promise, say, major roads in Ghana.
Yeah.
Especially major roads in Ashanti region.
Yeah.
Will be completed by December 2020. Is it possible?
I think that the earlier budgets now.
Financial say how many you've completed? Not fire bra.
Oh, completed. Yeah, well, we say a friend say a tema. Temamoto way, but you say yeah, fine. NDC, I believe NDC started that project. I would say that, but that has been completed. Your hypocrisy interchange now, I think it's upcoming and year completed because many challenges have happened this year. We cannot deny that fact. So what must say? And this money now we're using for our projects in Koba, they are all coming from the external. We are discussing.
Yeah.
And these external countries, almost the budget have been slashed and cut because of COVID. So and these are somehow affected. But I believe completed Lydia. I think even Temamoto, I don't think it's actually completed. I believe we moved into phase 2, which is good. And there are major roads. I believe that this government I'm back on a take shape. But obviously, we have to also appreciate the fact that COVID-19 is no friend of anyone. And now we struggled even in our own family, and I say in our own personal lives. We all struggled because of COVID-19. And as a country, now your budget, you rely most on external. So we can't really deny it be affected. And this is why I believe they have affected this government, and I say us to make the demands now go say you make it is
okay. Me fa and Cabo I'm quickly now for Jens and Twas half an hour penna you Abawiye me bape mema a tier for choir moments of but I'm afraid I cannot take any call from Mr. Maswell and Abio, who obviously was enough. A friend is saying, we're at Timber Gardens and I eat Ghana.com and a base. And a friend is saying, a unique financial protection and a Adom Shito and Gaza delicious Adom Shito and BW. Sustenance and Musa Simedi, Jumedi Ebremo, and make our service for so open. Rest of papa and Abba a major strategy so Biako could not even say a very cozy and luxurious facility pad. And now so here we are say Timber Gardens. I walk Croydon, London Road. I just say and papa any Berapa is a what social distances and distancing. Only never welcome. I just say also no. Doesn't matter how many people because the place is very special. With matter outside, we are boy, and then they meant to Accra. We are boy, a moon air condition or I just with matter relax. Or a dying Casan with my functions near training or I just say a funny part, echo see by 250. I was for. A whole and there was a open so your program Biara so no could be meeting there or call and your papa so you could crave as a person called you new call be a crack channel. I'm be a crack. Hold on live banding now when you cool me chain in the bush for you on bow. Walk Croydon was a London 161 London Road. Venice saying Croydon CR0 2RJ CR02RJ. Open so book your booking sir. Telephone number 0208 686 5769 028 686 5769. Bakoto Yasantwa Elho and Nikunu Yasantwa and Nikunu Douglas ewo ho na omo ayeden ahwe come e ho service nso e good pa o say o say I eat Ghana.com e je aduane na wo pe ene nam enanse Ghana nyema wo hwe en na wo pese wo tena wo fie na wo sanka must you go out always to shop there be tebia na wo bi kwa adwuma free fie. The same thing about the now say I eat the comfort in your brewa. Ghana any bia na we say ya dwene say do kono say even say Ghana spices so say ya by you Ghana snacks so by kokone kodu achi bi come plantain chips. Na adi na bibi biara wo bia tomato say ye kontomire say ye one hon kono ba log on to ieat.com and also you say download the app no phone so ieat.com na Play Store and I say app store obetimi download app yi then launch afi na o up to orders in omo adwuma 24/7 so person o saka na the next day and sabeka o wankasa o preferred date so adama so on bro na afi o do o de faja omo na tuaka obetumi tuaka through PayPal obetumi tuaka through World Remit obetumi tuaka through ekwa bebre say ye Mastercard say ye debit card say ye Visa whatever they accept it and say I tell you crown person which say oh chum that so check a corner they can still give you stuff anything fret one and I say call for any inquiries if friend is saying 078 78 123 111 and that's 07 949 797573 ubesa email so email was sales@ieatghana.com never now base for so see enkancha won say omoboa emma u pese u ye adwuma pese u bi adwuma kasa na say wako school we na pa adwuma bi na pa mo so mbe help kwa nyina mu no base for say o pese oboa na wo achieve lifetime aspirations on betimi advice so they will help you along the way even till finish base e wo hustle on be boa e wo say obenya ideas import to start up business no honor say struggle to excel and say to promote itself based for so be boa so betimi market adwuma na ma otimi aden enya even asa ma ska sem ho afutuo kwa so be manage adwuma na be use ska sem be invest na base for ebetimi aboa enema bia na ohia wo efa business o de base so contact no na obisa for betimi contact wo 07399867117 07399867147 and I say also email so email at info@becomeasuccess.co.uk website www.becomeasuccess.co.uk base for say contact na obeboa emma onso no odaye so atimi abam Unique Financial Services say covered by nipa bebre no wabo mu won no e de ho be show say covered dey ba no say eye one mortgage say eye omo a savings so eye omo ene ma che say insurance life insurance ho nkone ba na de nyina no obeboa ama wahunu say de obesi fa tu ho na mo ayen akwakosi Unique Financial Services say and they can help you to also save. Free advice also say also betimi nya we pride ourselves in our free no obligation advice before recommending any insurance, and we would like to insure you at your own budget. So one kasa skarang so betimi afford no and I'm person mo insure obo kasa mo buy amount bo adwuma ho so buy amount o savings so buy o insurance so buy bibia na wona first kasa mo there. Unique Financial Services for also on help from our 078 60 963 078 60 963 Delicious Shito or see Jewodia, get yourself a delicious shito. Just say market a walk road in any Brixton, any Peckham, Fennis, East Street, Dawson, any home corner bar. Baby Bia Bakubiano, a dumb shito delight. I will watch and say, someone petito, the person come from us, but more than a taste with her. And Ralph said that I'm not confident Posacano. And Ralph in the event saying, I'm for Mokoto the Ghanaian. I don't know what did you want to talk. Someone know your own pet, and the Moka area, and as I won't pay events and sauce area, and I'm to know Moody sugar, and the event to the Mama. Monkoto Adom Shito delight, a whole Bibi Biano, Okokumas market the ball, a bit Bia Woko Bia Baby, and up and all that cross, we are party be now here, Bia. wobɛtumi a ɔda na bɛsɛ ɔfa mmerɛ na nso de wosi fie woyɛ sujani na sɛdeɛ fɛn sɛ wobɛbia didi wofi adwuma ba na ntɛntɛm so pɛ bi de aku ogare bi so na sɛ womu bi so a wate bi a frɛ ɛyɛ delicious shito na ɔmo mfa ɔmo ebi mmerɛ wontumi ɛsan so a wokɔhyɛ wo bia sɛ ka na ɔmo number a ɛwɔ fɛn sɛ nkrato yi so no ɛyɛ 07 985 279 891 07985 279 891 afei BWF solicitors ɛpɛ ɔkyerɛ sɛ wɔyɛ yɛn ankasa yɛn boafo ewiase nyame na kasa ma nipa enti ɔmo gyina nipa ɔmo gyina nyame anim sɛ ɔbɛkasa ma nipa sɛ wopɛ sɛ wogya awareɛ ɛnɛ mmerɛ a aware sɛm ayɛ bibi si wantan yi wopɛ sɛ ɔmo boa wo na ɛnima adasɛm bɛka si ani bio anaasɛm bɛgya yi a ne kwan papa so no wofrɛ BWS solicitors a ɔmbɛboa wo afei nso no sɛ yɛ aware sɛm aba ne nkɔla wo mu ne ho nkɔ ne ba ne deɛ ɔsɛ mo yɛ ne ade nyinaa no wofrɛ BWF solicitors ɔmbɛboa wo woyɛ European citizen na sɛ wo ha na afei wopɛ akwanya biara ne sɛ deɛ bɛba toto nneɛma afɔ sɛ deɛ bɛyɛ a wɔbɛ free EU mi nneɛma affect wo a wofrɛ BWF a ɔbɛboa wo afei nso no sɛ wotwe manso biara fa asase ho anaasɛ wotwe manso biara fa wo ne wo landlord ntɛm anaasɛ landlord nso no wo tenant ntɛm ebi a ɔmo ha dan a ɔmo ha adwea nkasa ɔfɛ sika fia bi a otua ma ɔntini wabɛdi nsɛm hunu saa nkɔfɔ no fam kɔma BWF solicitors ɔmo ndi ne ma mo baa sɛ wagye sika na sɛ sika no nso no wɔn nsa nka wode frɛ BWF solicitors ɔmo bɛboa ɔmo se ɔmo ti kuro yi mu na nso no ɔmo wɔ nkorobata Ghana sɛ wowɔ haw ɛwɔ Ghana mmara nsɛm mu ho baabiara ɛfa asase ho adan ho sɛ citizenship ho sɛ yɛka sɛ who is a Ghanaian ho abusua mmra ho nsɛnsɛm biara no wode wɔmɔden na frɛ BWF solicitors ɔbɛboa kwanya nyinaa mu ɔmo yɛ adwuma no akyɛ over 27 years deɛ wofrɛ Bernard a ɛnna abusuafoɔ ɔmbɛboa wo na number a wosɛ wofrɛ no abusuafoɔ ɛyɛ 0208 493 7340 028 493 7340 wofrɛ mu a ne aka nya no bɛka abusuafoɔ yɛkɔ yɛ asan ba ɛwɔ studio ha yɛ na memfa nkyɛ kɛsɛ ma Lorraine good evening nkyɛ bia birthday by media mahati yɛbɛba no kiti mekyia ɛyɛ yɛfɛ ne sɛ sister ya vero mekyia na magbɔ nkra dadaada mesan kyia ɛyɛ kua ɛfɛ ne sɛ mmerɛ sɛ kasatenten sɛ de bizia no akua gyemfo a mo adwo abusuafoɔ yɛsan ba bio Joe
ɛyɛ awopɛn
ɛnɛ sɛ so mano ɛyɛ ayɛ mmerɛ anyway ɛnsɛm no dɔɔso saa asɛm wɔ sɛ deɛ memfa nto fam yɛbɛka saa kasaka ɔn sɛ kwame na hɔ yɛ si ba yi ne working with the Rollins yɛnka ho asɛm o sɛdam yɛ ma deɛ metwɛn extra time no do so a ɛbɛkɔtwe aba ɛbɛkidi ɛbɛbɔ nkɔmmɔ because ɛmbɔ hɔ a sɛ touch on it na memfa mma nɛ aka just about 45 minutes ne apɔn atiefoɔ yɛmfi nyame mama John ne Ernesto nkasa if next week on it, we arrange it properly na yɛhwɛ bra atiefoɔ nso bɛ get involved in it because we want your input there must be a lot of messages Mary India sana apɔn na most no money say because enough of the Joe kind parties no Ghana for no mo na mo tell me here dem mo work no eno and yehwe kwan aka 15 minutes Joe a day na otwi mu e dok ma so pa office senka e ko so anka be o Ghana and that's also sa anti no so dwene ho Joe me ma akonya no.
Yeah, I think say for me it's not just about Nawachim.
Okay.
It's about the entirety of our life in this world. What I would want to see I have always said, and I mean, this is my opinion and this is my belief. Say, look, when we are talking about great men, right? Great men that Africa has produced, Mandela comes nowhere near Osadefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. But Nkrumah, Mandela statue in ICC London. We don't have Kwame Nkrumah statue. Why? Because you didn't attempt and and yet presentable pose crew be say or the Mandela Kwame Nkrumah statue ever be see in the crew. So because ye and the message say your politicians, ye na ye say ye build a country, you say I'm a young person, I'm learning from somebody. Maybe me who politician be me penasem. But in Sembi or Bekano, I copy it. Me, I'm a music fan pa me penyum pa and ubisame the whole world and nipa me penasem pa Tupac Shakur. Would ye but obi enu bit me about him to say Tupac ama mape. There are some things in some of his songs me it leads me into doing something. That is the power of you choosing someone as your role model. As politicians, she say you should young people and mutual exams now about to begin their life. What they are doing, we should be careful with our utterances. And you see, amnesty is the key. No country has ever developed without being honest, or no leader has ever been recommended as a great leader without being honest. I have always said, nimpa dia now so but you see, a little bit of honesty, actually the integrity of war. Oh, now when are they fita? We say, and you see this. Me, I don't like Republicans, but one at the this man. Former is it
Bush?
Republican man we McCain, is it McCain?
McCain, yeah.
Good. When
John
Trump
McCain,
came up with the issue, said Barack and American,
oh yeah,
he was a guy who stood on the platform and said, look, in as much as I want the seat, he also wants it. Truth ought to be said. The guy is an American. This is what I am saying. If Ernesto Sabato, me I'm telling you, bet me I can say, look, Mahama Yebi, and Yama because I know Sana Nanado so buy, and you can't tell me say Nanado buy on Yashi. Why Yebi? Send your why Yebi is answer the abuse or your bonnie.
But I'm so about just 2 minutes or 1 minute. Because I say, a dear na suntia, and people are talking, say, somebody like in a person of, if you can say, and another about moody, unya trinia, unya ganani.
You see, me, Koba, me know was similarities be. Because, so fortunately for me, me admission to St. Augustine's College 2001. I was a science student. And me Hakman Uswajiman, MPP Hakman Uswajiman, and a swap class. He was an art student and I was a science student. And a swap, Kwame Uswajiman. He knows me very, very well. He knows me very well. On family Diagro, the enemy swap because grade no she tried to be a science student. He didn't get it, and I got it. But now me say science, he anybody didn't go science. We didn't know stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I went into art. I did government and all that, and then went to university to do political science. You see, as a student of politics, I would say these are all political gimmicks. It's a way to win favor. They've always, you see, that is what we are talking about. They've always never stood on positive grounds to win political power. They've always used the division and the things that will separate us to always come to power. Because these people, they rule by division. Oh, when we pitch Asantis against Evers, we can win the Ever vote or we can win the Asante vote and all that. But opinion so ever kind. Sometimes motives be or why a mother ordinary Ghanaian, and it all boils down to the honesty and the integrity I'm talking about. Because when say open be bekase, we ofia nuclear resources be new and so be the minus one. Oh, it's very sad. Very sad. And some of these things, you know, I wish to say a time is coming. A dear internet so and that's about who is a national one NDC anyway, that's just for the jokes anyway. But I'm looking for a day. My brother Ernesto, any MPP communicators or UK Ireland, see you better abroad, you would the and come make sure communicate. I can say candidate who agree a party. And yet you demeaning women and saying all sort of things. I reference to Safama with a look. There is nothing like if you have nuclear resources in and none of yes. Then you don't give room to the kinds of your friend saying conform Brazil the Ghana Sikari Kube to also say all sort of things. Oh, but the moment you are quiet, then you give room to any person at all. Because Nkofo di atem, one with the president atem, brother. And no, and it's like how do I even call it? It gives a wall. I must say, hands over the power to ordinary any person to wake up and say all sort of things. Until the time has come, say, as a new breed of generation, last time, Ernesto, you came on the program when we were talking about African and all that, how we can improve and all that. It was a brilliant submission. Even though we attacking Mekakra because you see, but at the end of the day, send your baby. And that's why I know, say, given the chance, if Ghana was to be what I wanted it to be now, I will not stay here one day. I'll pack my bag.
Oh, Charlie, can I come? You media cover the cover from that's a airport. Says you may call.
Minya, me chairman call for me, wish of won't grab a gua. Because it's not safe. And I told you last time, we are sitting on a time bomb. Not true. Just because Nanado is in power or Mahama is in power, but because of actions and inaction that is going on in our country now. What is going on? And no, NMA will say, look.
Joe.
And then the last thing before I go.
Quickly.
You see, we always blame the politicians and all that. So as people now, we should be hardworking. Today, the youth of Ghana wants to be rich overnight. We need to talk about that.
We will.
We need to talk about that.
We will, and we will start. We will start changing the dynamism of this show. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The dynamism of the show it will be very radical and different as we go forward. You want question Ernesto, ask a question. Ernesto, me busa a question. Oh, if anything, Joe question. Say there never banty. Na in a person like in friends like Avia and Crack. Baby, like I say, Akuba do a ban so no dear. Unye tree, country on your Ghanaian. I didn't see that was a basa. And why would somebody in his caliber start in the pulpit and setting like that? Maybe Jakasa by Obinama Bibiaba, I'm Obiaka Bibi. Who is a daintier?
Cover. Ayana, the name of topics are topic here. They start here near. I said, do we need to ask that question? Say, who is a Ghanaian? And yeah, I know. I believe. Say, I think anyone could agree with me. Unless say we want to do the politics side of it or the politics. Some of us like to play now, because they cover 1812 was when the boundaries of Africa was drawn for us. What must I say? This problem now, Koba, you have your Ghana now. I mean, baby, so you have your Ghana now. Oko Cameroon, Nigeria, all of these are. They have those problems.
Yeah.
When him say Cameroon, the francophone and the anglophone are fighting over each other. I mean, does it make sense? The same people.
Who say Gambia? Baby Gambia say. I'm on airport. I'm going for flight everywhere. If anything, Senegal. Do you know that?
Yeah.
I'm on Gambia. The sense Gambia. Why am trusting Senegal Gambia? What they to us?
Cover. Those say a creative side. I think that obviously the former leaders. Kwame Nkrumah Mone, Julius Nyerere, Munyano. I think that they agree. Say, you know what? You treat and create another border, and I say a boundary. So you try to live with it. And this is the problem now we have in terms of and not just voter or the Ivorian side. We have a problem, and we need to. You see, I advocates for Kotwaba. I don't see Ghana for alcohol register some more Kotwaba. But then why do we have those problems? And this is exactly goes back to the Armenian to the NDA. Ghana for now, we encourage them, and I say, to come and do those things. We recently, about government, the menace of Galamsey, Chinese everywhere in Ghana. One and echo for Mobase or Muntu to go. Is it us Ghanaians? So, I agree somehow with the joke and into the idea of so far, discipline. Say, generation, and I say, breeding of the youngsters, I think, say, if your social media can't hold it, but this is getting out of hand. Because now you share girls or more kwa, a bit more draggy, a former statesman. I mean, I'm ashamed to even say that. Even though I'm not in his party.
We will not talk about it on the show.
I've not mentioned a name.
I with the young Kawasan because fire and you're gonna send crammer.
Oh, but I'm just saying, but this it's not one person. A idea I course to Ghana. And this is what is affecting.
I won't say the politics in Ghana are so shameful and so uncontrolled. And these are the people that when they are talking, they likened it to America and UK. And I keep telling them, I keep saying, for me, it doesn't work with me. Because if you talk about UK, we were here when we heard about ministers and MPs. They were claiming money for double homes. And they got someone to jail.
Yeah.
But Ghana has Obia wako yapan ko jail. But Obia we discuss the on jail. And then there was a point.
Linya be see asema na ye kan my brother Joe doesn't seem to maybe agree. I feel later on maybe to me I feel you come to my side. We need the strong institution, and that doesn't mean say build the.
Mameka Samacho, what I will support, what I will support Joe in this, say.
Yeah.
In our books and in our life, the strong constitution doesn't come to play. Obama came to advise Ghanaians and Africans, right? Because he seen say it works in Western world. That is why President Trump at the White House, but Nancy Pelosi state of the representative, the part I even saying, the state of representatives now, if Capitol Hill now for on it Obama on it if Trump actually Manson. Do you understand? What institutions are working at, it has no favor of whoever is on that seat at that period.
That means when we use the term institution, now you feel until let me ask you a question, rhetoric. You think that we don't need an effective institution? You think
we will never have an effective institution whereby the president has influence. Hold on. In all institutions we have IGP, EC, IGP, EC, Chief of Staff, whatever. The president have influence.
Oh yes, I know I say check me because Mr. Nina so go back. Make a choice say. Ubisa me say, what would I like to amend in the question? Make a choice say, taking a lot of other powers from the president. And to that would mean say having a strong institution, because once you take those powers from the president, you empower your military, you empower your security agencies, you empower all the necessary institutions you have to be independent and not work for the president.
I agree.
What am I saying? This is what I said. Until when you tell me, say, of course we need an institution, and that will mean amending your constitution for some of those powers not to be relinquished from the president.
And that's so.
And because so Kaya Boris Johnson, Prime Minister, Koba. He himself found the girls ni bebree. And the girlfriend didn't go attend on the street. Would you imagine said we're making happy on Ghana?
No, impossible.
And so Penifone fetch for girls, and I'm a
there be no only it. It's impossible.
But maybe some can say, but yeah, we cried why I'm a young Nagana no whoopie say
only or no Boris Johnson worry into no girlfriend. It doesn't matter.
Boris Johnson, no one you now girls are offering now you review a paper we know.
Well, ja worry. If I show you the fact, what ja worry only that at the time. Is it or the girlfriend? That's fine.
And I'm argument now. Me make and was say the way I Ghana for yes is so you may be so no. Would you imagine say any president on any on any girlfriend so I'm going to Jubilee House? That would be another issue at Ghana for a Beckham Watson. But it's possible. But me make President Chow say ruling the country it doesn't mean say your personal life now. Oh yeah, no, that have to be said you believing in the Christendom. Yeah, the soon be no. It doesn't have to be like that. So what must say? But
we will talk about I will change it. I will change a lot of things honestly because almost said you mentioned Christendom.
Yeah.
By another question I will discuss is Christendom good for us? And another side of me.
It's impeding progress in our country.
Don't worry.
Religion.
We will deal with it. We will deal with it. And so no. And so let us know. They go to churches.
Well, come on. And I make us say.
But what if I find a word to us? I'm sorry. Find a word.
The final word I'm based na canina say nipa the human nature Koba. So one for measures and to turn ne ho a. So kai say COVID di ba ya prime minister ne said team or more bad lockdown you bring. When you saw also the brain now, baby mu break those protocols no most so what must say, but it comes down say a institution here, man. I said the media and jumping on it. They all resigned and left. And this is what I said. Say nipa ni there. Was said we tuntumo e bro ni o no afa measure the sam to no one. Koba oya they are obedient kwaya sem. Excuse me to say, but this is what we need in our countries. We need to punish Ubia or Bego contrary to what the law says, and this is all what we need to do. And you be hard, but because you always you're doing your selfish gaze, that sometimes I say you used to not to say but said media I'll just end it with say if I had my day, then we could amend our constitution so some of our powers can be given to our institution to be effective and strong. Now you better Ghana as the UK, and I say better than the UK.
I saw I can hear, but when go back to events or party where you ready. But I say, Joe, o final word quickly.
I said America.
I think we disagree sometimes, but that's the nature of
it. The beauty of it.
Good, yeah. We disagree so that we can look for. I mean, always disagreeing does not mean say.
Because that's true. Of course.
Yeah, and you know. Yeah.
What's it?
So I don't know, you know.
And that's so. Me power from me. Na me pick up my Joe no from.
Yeah,
into. My Joe number.
Yeah. The here say Me and my name, I come a story, Kakama, and not who I am.
They will cry, people.
And me,
Stone, I am diabolic.
You will not probably hear me talk more about achievement of Nanado or Mahama, but rather talking more about what is going on wrong because
Of course.
You understand? Me feel say the man to me severe no, and not why more rather than blowing trumpets here and then when people are still dying. Because Koba, some of us have come from far. We have really come from far. And Brother Nesto, Mesro, you are in power. Try to correct some of the things that is going on. Please, with all apology, it is not about every day that we have to defend. Sometimes let us put on a very clear lens and make a judgment. Better for all of us. It is only when Ghana is better that MPP can be.
Oh, Charlie. Joe. What's my name? Hey. And no one family. Family Joe. Yamisha. Muinajo.
But my number will talk.
Mefro. I watch up me. We are, and that's to Felina so back. I'm fan of man. Why? And I'm from Joe, not Joe from Moncasa because we have to make Ghana work. These people need. These people.
Yeah, remember MPP near building and
and yet, Ultimately, MPP, on-train MPP, but only different mindset. When we now say that John is about to say, I thought of question. So to Mama and Amanda see me that a year and next to say, the mission next to that's a pan and that a year Jones was saying that in ya a year Maxwell. I say Maxwell, I deliberately didn't pick up your call anymore because we don't want any controversy. We want the progress of Ghana. I did program a power, a shit. By any controversy that will infuse disintegration. No, we want to integrate. I'm going to monitor. Moti Joe Joe some buza Joe dem Joe full name. Na mo san te next nka. Me din de kwaku obodie to agimai. Ami adomo a. Monday, she could feel upon sent me ama. But I am born next week. Wawa. Mojo. Next week is here birthday, Lorraine birthday. Lorraine, good evening. Ebedi birthday, eba. Maybe I saw you here. Me maybe I call. Eba. Where from here? Quade. I come for Quade. Good evening.
Yeah. I just say be a me penante. Jeta na mini bi. Yeah. I just say be a me pepe. Sikaya na mini bi. Yeah. And I me pesa me number sabasa me de na me didi. Today be a me wo kro me wata. Pasona. I want some me crown. Yeah. I am in Krabby and a free fear. Papa, I am in Krabby and a free fear. I drop me abra and I said, do fear.
I am in Krabby and a free fear.
Yeah.
I'm here on Sabako family was sorrow.
No, say no media, I mean just you. Say no media, I mean just you. It's in an enemy when it is a last year, boy. Papa Namie, when it is a last year, men who fear. I can't train my son, sacred, and was Minia warning man I come in the Sasa. Yeah, I am in Krabby and a free fear. Papa,
I am in Krabby and a free fear.
drop me abra and I said do fear.
Eradi, I am in Crabia Nefri.
Yeah.
Missing. You may see Amazon. Amazon. You may see Amazon.
You may see Amazon. Samara, I'm a tongue. You may see Amazon. Yeah, we aim in many so. Me brapa, Obiamwa. Yeah, we aim in bo. Mr. Mempan, so Biamwa. And you say, be a penantie. Jetta, minibi. Yeah. And you say, be a pepper. Sikaya, minibi. Yeah. And I may pass a man and number, Sabasaman, and I may did. Did be a me who chrome or down? Passona, what's a mere crown? Yeah. Here I do. I am in Crabby and free. Papa, I am in Crabby and free. I drop me abra and I said do fear.
I am in Crabby and free.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I'm rare who I'm to do. Yeah, basically, I'm a what am I at here?
Yeah, basically,
I'm rare who I'm to do. Yeah, basically, I'm a home one am I at you?
Say, no media.
Menjas you.
Say, no media.
Menjas you.
A big sound of the big tune.
You can manage your team's work easily with Monday.com. Just go to Monday.com and start tracking any project.
If you find me a talent, if you find me a talent, if you give me benzo, I beg give me long life. For me and the baby, I dare night. Fis and I not be my might. I don't say one day we go die. But no be to the whole why. It's too mama die, I know I'm in quack. And one I'm in show, I don't have it.
I'm going
Probably not does Father my boss Kebeya you ready cause on for so me shatter be am trust to officer she also or see what's your part and I say wash also na me shot say na me di throw me tk me bomb me home day to day oh me baby anya she so the money day na Sunday chop bar me ne money play party day manje wa guy nonya me type me do hrsa wo papa cry nonya me size Gucci in the ice great for the life obianka masem wo be come so a fight tie tell me wetin we money no fi answer she me fool while I be the stomach cancer was spreading me mo I dey die all this money and I can't buy life
what do you mean call
I dey beg you what a shock me
my first thing first, do one for me. Adrian and I'm in Cody. To my name, Mammy, I'm in Poli. No talk sound of money. My first thing first, do one for me. Adrian and I'm in Cody. To my name, Mammy, I'm in Poli. Cause nobody knows tomorrow. No one in the jar but you only live once, so you know my main control if you don't know. Cause nobody knows tomorrow. No one in the jar but you only live once, so you know my main control if you don't.